Hey everybody, how's it going? Today is October 17th, 2024. It's a Thursday. You know what that means? Monster Strike news. And let's get going. We got a bunch of slides to go over and, well, a lot of cool stuff to talk about today, as always. First, for those of you who are in Japan and actually own a JCB credit card, you can now use that on the online Monst web store. Again, with them pushing it real hard, I think they talked about the pack again. I left it off because they just talk about it all the time. If you want it, go ahead and get it. But you can get a second one through the cards, but through the web store. But JCB, popular Japanese credit card type. So if you want to use that, you can do that now. For us in the States or outside of Japan, I don't really think people would get a JCB card, but so be it. Chaos, the Lidora Hime quest is active right now, and if you play that quest, there's a chance for this Chaos to show up. And if you use any of the gacha monsters or the drop monsters from the current series, you will get an increased chance of encountering said Chaos, which will of course boost your experience from that stage significantly. If you are looking to farm ranks, this is your best bet. And of course, there's another reason why you might want to boost ranks. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the news slides, but something to not forget about. Also, another thing that is available to celebrate the 11th anniversary of Monster Strike is the commercial special bonuses here. You may have noticed that the item version of the commercials, if you watch a commercial there, you had a higher chance of getting a rare item. I don't think it's guaranteed, but a higher chance. And that will last until the 21st of October. But the second one in blue, the guaranteed 10 box bonus, by watching a commercial once each time you watch a commercial during this period, you will guarantee to get a 10 box boost. So very important. Remember, this refreshes at 4 a.m. and 4 p.m. each day. So you can do this up to twice a day, but you just have to remember to do it. And I highly recommend you do your best to not forget about it. Getting that many box spaces, right? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and I guess 26 you have until the end of the day. So I think that's what, 10 times 10, 100 box spaces you can get just by watching commercials. Don't sleep on that. Don't forget about it. And hopefully you've been taking advantage of the Juicy Fest, which is the special bonus coin system that they've got through the Monst spot. Remember, just because you're not in Japan does not mean you just does not mean you cannot take advantage of it. You do have the My Spot, and that does drop these juicy coins, which you can exchange for items, good job stamps, stuff like that. Now I have been trying to keep my alt open. It's actually went to 0% because I forgot to plug it in. But if you keep it on and you have it charging, you can just have it sit there, and every 10 minutes it'll pop your My Spot and get coins that way. And I believe I got like 4 gold coins in the last 2 days that way. Actually, I've been not as dedicated on my main, but even my main, I think I got 3 gold coins by just doing that. And when I'm doing something else, I'm watching TV, I'm playing a game, and I'm not like actively using my phone, then it's like, okay, why not? So it's just something that you can do. Now, of course, if you don't like just having it, I just got a gold juicy coin right now, and that puts me at what, 291 regular coins and 6 gold coins. Yeah, so really limited effort, and I still get decent amount of gold coins, which is great. I thought it might be a little bit harder to get those gold coins because you actually get rewarded directly by going to a Family Mart, one of the convenience stores in Japan, to guarantee a gold coin. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So, my advice for those of you out there, just if you know your phone isn't going to be in use and you're fine with it just being plugged in for a while, especially overnight, for example, when you're sleeping, you can just have it up there and then collect it for you. It auto collects for you through that. There's a button to do that, so it's really nice. Anyways, this lasts until the 29th, so take advantage of it as you can. Doomsday She is our newest Bakuzetsu quest, which of course the Treasure 9 comes with her. Her debut will be tomorrow, 6 p.m. Japan time. Should be nice. I don't know. I really like the art, so hopefully it's not too bad of a quest. 20th of October is Monster Strike Day. Make sure you don't forget, you do get a Tokudama for the current event, and the characters are pretty strong this time around, so you might want to don't forget about that. But also, you got the alternate strike drop voices for Kuon and Sanzu. Remember, you don't need to have the characters, just exchange for it and then have it in your pocket for when you do get them later. We got the announcement of a new Guardian Beast. We have Banshee here, and despite the name being Banshee, super cute, even with like the idle psyllium sticks there. Pretty cool. And her ability is not too bad either. She is kind of like another Puck, basically. She will have an X% chance to delay all enemies for 1 turn. At level 1, it's 10%. Level 10, the max, you go to 99%. So pretty nice. And the requirement here is an interesting one. It's just have use your strike shot 4 times. So interesting prospect. If you have, you know, if she's tied to a team with somebody who has like a 4-turn, 8-turn strike shot, obviously really easy to activate. If you have a heavy team, maybe a little suspect, but of course, you know, I think on average you do use everybody's strike shot, right? So it's just whether or not you do that before you actually need to use this, which, you know, again, it's really circumstantial these times, and I think it's nice to have the options, right? Have more tools in your Swiss Army knife of Puck-like abilities. So seems like a good one to keep an eye on. Now, we did get the announcement of a new difficulty quest we've got with Gozetsu difficulty Petio as our next enemy here, and it's a pretty cool concept, right? It looks like discarded stuffed animals being sentient and angry, I guess. Petio's debut will be next week on the 25th. And we did get the results for the 11th anniversary popular vote. Voting ended just a few days ago. And, well, the results are here. The gacha will be active on the 19th. So for those of you in the States, that's Friday afternoon, evening, that you'll be able to start playing this. Pretty cool. Do note that you'll be able to pick up that 11th anniversary fan dama starting at 4 a.m. But you will not be able to pull it until noon. So just keep that in mind. It's like, why can't I use this? Well, you still gotta wait 8 hours, so be patient. And here are the results. Here are your top 30 monsters, and I don't believe anything really shifted significantly. I think, what was it? The 22 ranked monster. She moved up a few places, but everything else stayed static, it looks like. And so, you know, this is, you know, a pretty solid list of, you know, top 30 monsters. No real, you know, bombs in here, right, to really get in the way. And, you know, people were always saying that, you know, some of these monsters that were in the top 20 might have just been because they were first alphabetically, right? Because in the old way of voting, you actually went to a separate page, and then that page was all the monsters per element, but in alphabetical order. So when you saw those old familiar monsters like Alice, Arthur, they kept showing up here. Like, now, don't get me wrong, they are popular general pool monsters, but they're not strong monsters anymore, right? So the fact that, you know, now that we're actually, you know, prioritize the limited monsters being on top of the list when you voted, I think it does show the bias and the importance of why, you know, when you do vote, for example, that, you know, the names have to be randomized to make sure that the people who start with A don't get an advantage of the people over the people who start with Z, for example, because it does make a difference. So, right? Anyways, here's your top 30 monsters. Remember, the top 20 are pushed into Group A, and then you split everything into 5 columns, and then you go down the column. Ooh, sorry. And, you know, take the same modular number by 5, and, sorry, doing a little math there. And then you group them up that way, so you can either go for the top 20 or any of those vertical columns. And if you want to see the full details of those characters, which are in what group, go ahead and take a look on the official website. If you want a link, let me know. I'll try to put a link in the description if I don't forget. But They do have the pictures there. I was hoping GameWith would have something by now to summarize everything, but I didn't see it yet, so we'll have to wait a bit. But yeah, I mean, I've got to churn some numbers to see which one is most advantageous. Probably will settle for Group A. That's just usually how it boils down, but interesting for sure. So, like I said, you have 6 groups here. You've got the top 20 group, which will be the first one you see on the screen. For most people out there, that's probably the best default action to take. But then you can dive deep into those individual groups where you have the Masamune group, Nightmare group, Mana group, Lucifer group, and Monte Cristo group, and see which one you like the best in there, and see if you have any winners. Now, of course, don't forget this year we do have a special change, and that allows you to swap out one character for another one in a different group. It has to be somebody in the top 100. You can't pick anybody randomly, but I think all of the good monsters are going to be in the top 100, so you're not going to have a problem there. So find the one character that you do not want, pluck them out, and replace it with a character of your choice. And that's it for that. Scramble Universe Season 2 will be beginning very soon on the 22nd of October. It will kick off with the Masamune season. And Masamune season features 3 stages. I guess they decided, yeah, maybe 6 was a little too much, and I agree. It's nice to have it a little bit more focused. We'll have 3 stages here. We got a Bakuzetsu quest featuring Masamune. We've got Chozetsu quest featuring Tsukuyomi. And then the Geki Kyukyoku featuring Dori. Yeah, I remember Dori was a fun quest, so we'll see what kind of old decks they provide us with to play. And of course, you can play ranked mode, or you can play just friendly modes at your leisure. But of course, if you are playing ranked mode, you are aiming for that SS rank. You will start Season 2 6 ranks down from where you finished in Season 1. So for example, if you started in the SS rank, you will begin at the A rank and try to climb back up that way. I did get to SS in the end, which was not bad. I loved playing with that Lorelei team a lot, so we'll have to see if there's anything that stands out for me this time around to keep playing on this. Now, here are the Masamune season rewards. You can see that there is a special title that you can place on yourself, and if you are to use that special title, you will automatically get a Scramble Universe styled frame for you. Now, frames are really rare for those of you who do not have the Mon Pass, so if this is something that really tickles your fancy, make sure you hit that SS rank reward so that you can get the title, so that you can get the frame along with that, which I thought is pretty cool. They are adding a new gimmick. There's a new feature with the Scramble Universe, and that's season coins. When you play a ranked mode battle once per day, you will get 500 season coins out of that. And then using specific decks will give you a multiplier on said coins, right? You can see on the left that a certain deck will give you a 1.5 multiplier. The other one will give you a 2.5 multiplier. So if you want to get more than that 500, you can say, okay, I'll try this deck this time. Why not? And you know, it's win or lose, right? Like maybe it'll affect your rank if you're not picking the most optimal deck. But if you just care about the coins for the first play of the day, who cares? Go for it. Now, you can, I don't know why you'd want to do this, but you can use an orb to maximize these multipliers for 10 runs. You can, and I'm assuming you can check from the image. They didn't say explicitly on news, but if you look on the screenshot there, on the right side, right, the top right, it says 10. You can use it for 10 usages for a single orb charge. When you do that, when you use a deck, they will give you a 3.0 multiplier on your coins. So, sure, why not? I don't get it. I assume that lasts for the 10 days that you can get coins. Yeah. Now, here are your exchangeable rewards. So again, as long as you're constantly playing the season, which makes sense, right? Like, there was really no reason for me to touch this mode after I hit that SS rank, right? I'm only, you know, getting myself a chance to be demoted. So why do it? I don't know. But now you might have a reason. You do get some rewards out of that. Note that the rewards in purple require you to spend X amount of coins before they get unlocked, just like the open seas events, right? You had to use coins before you unlocked some of the rewards for the next island, for example. No, not the end. Some of the top tier rewards, right? For this time, you can see you got a super type scroll and the orb ticket that requires you to spend 50,000 coins, and then to unlock the special Masamune Striker's card, you will have to spend 100,000 coins before you can get that. And here's a closer look at that Masamune card. Looks really nice. If you like Masamune, that looks like a great get, and you don't care about any of the other collabs, there you go. Now, of course, version 29.0, we got a bunch of details at Monster Freak, but they finally have a date for that. The maintenance for that will be next Tuesday on October 22nd. That's going to be early morning, the 21st, Monday, for those of you in the States. But of course, the most important thing here, they didn't talk about in the news, which I was surprised about, but I'll make sure to remind you, make sure you finish your normal bonus quests as well as the clear orbs. Make sure you finish that ASAP. They will be reset on the 22nd. You can do it all over again. You can get the EXP. I was lucky enough to get the EXP plus Monst spot on my alt account. And it hasn't played any of the normal quests. I went from like 422 to like mid 500s, 560, 570, something like that. So you can get a significant EXP boost with all of it active, right? They got the Monst spot, you've got a monster with the EXP EL berry, and then you've got the 3x bonus for the normal quest using the Editor Bell. I think that's the way to maximize it. Something like, I think you get like a 5% bonus if you do co-op, but I didn't want to deal with that. Just wanted to just blind flick on my alt. So anyways, make sure you don't miss out on that. But of course, the biggest thing are arguably, right, is the soul skills being added to the game. You've got 5 new ones. You got the details of the multipliers here. We knew what they would do, but not necessarily how they would affect everything. Here are the actual details. So the extra damage versus boss or mob for the red and green colored ones, 2%, 5%, 10% boost. And then for the blue one, you the player who is slinging when you are using a guardian beast, that will provide an attack boost of 1%, 4%, 8%. And then in yellow is the luck skill activation chance increase. That one is a boost of 2%, 5%, 10% respectively. And then of course the heart panel healing bonus, you will heal 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 HP more than usual. Which in some quests that can be a huge significant boost, right? Some of them are pretty dinky, right? And so if you can get an extra 3,000 for that, that's pretty. You might be breaking the quest just enough to make it super comfortable, which that is what these badges are for. So something to keep an eye out for if it'll help you out. Again, these will be available once the maintenance is finished. Huge quality of life update here, and when you are selecting your team, you are now able to also adjust your soul skills on that screen too. Before, you have to be like, oh, okay, here's my monsters. Oh, dang it, I don't have the soul badge on them. Let me go back to the home screen, navigate to the soul skill menu there, do the stuff. Okay, go back. Okay, dang it, I need to make the team again because it was on the recent list and it didn't say. Come on, that's happened to you, right? No more. There is a button now on the left side of your team building screen. Click that and you can now adjust whether it's for your team, whether it's for, on that individual monster you picked. It just goes to the screen and makes it easier. Don't forget, as part of the update, you also are able to preset these, soul skills sets, right? You can do that and be like, okay, well, this is this type of quest, so I'm going to use that for this element. Amazing. This is going to be huge for efficiency. Amazing quality of life update here. Also, a pretty significant update here is a bonus to the lucky monsters. Now, if you happen to use a lucky monster as your top monster, right? The monster that will be considered for luck, then you will automatically get that bonus of 1 extra chest. Before, that was specific to the owning 3 lucky monsters bonus, right? But now, by using a lucky monster itself, actually using a lucky monster, you will get that bonus for the extra chest. Now, this is important that it doesn't stack with if you had 3 and then actually used one that was a lucky monster, you wouldn't get an additional one on top of that. That's no good, right? But even if you don't have all 3, you happen to use that lucky monster, and that's pretty good. I like that boost, right? Like, it gives more meaning to these lucky monsters, right? Before, it's just like, okay, I had it, thank you, you're gonna sit in my box all day. If there's a reason to use them and you don't happen to have 3 already, it's a nice thing, especially for those on their way up in the game. So, pretty cool update. Of course, the Uncharted Lands, that will now be available 24/7 whenever you want. It'll be in the challenge area, and all floors will be available. I think you have to play in order. You can't just jump and skip and play whatever you want. But if you are able to clear in order all the way up to 60, which means, do I have to actually do everything over again to get this reward? I think that's what they're saying. But if you do finish, you will get this badge and another guaranteed new monster, which is tempting. But again, it's also, there's a lot of stages in there that I don't want to look at again. So I don't know. Maybe if I'm really bored. Maybe it's something we'll do on a live stream. I would like to do more live streams, but man. And of course, remember, you did get some monsters for hitting those energy reward counts. What are you gonna do about them? Well, they have been turned into farmable monsters now. When you clear a stage for those respective floors that you found them on, you now have a chance for them to drop on the results screen. So I don't know if any of them are worth it. I can't recall ever using any of these mist characters for anything. So do you want them? But of course, it is a collectible that you want. You can use helper items. You can use Fueter biscuits to help you out with that. And the floors that you can use Miracle Mins on have been pushed all the way up to 50. So only the last 10 floors you cannot use any Miracle Mins. So if you just want to finish it, that's fine. I guess I can think of a lot of stages that I would just love to use Miracle Mins to just finish. So okay, maybe it's not that bad except for the end. Jushinka Kai, Transcension Kai is for this week. We only have one. We have Tiger's Eye. Here's what we got. Bounce Demi-Human Super Balance, Anti-Gravity Barrier, Super Anti-Wind, Anti-Transfer Wall, and then on the gauge, Anti-Block. Connect skill, Weak Point Killer M, along with Status Effect Recovery. Requirements there: 2 or more non-Demi-Human class monsters, or 1 monster with an attack of 40,000 or more. Strike Shot is firing a status effect shot in the pointed direction. What is it? Gungnir Alpha, right? That Strike Shot, very cool. And the bomb combo, we got the Chozetsu expanding, lock on Shockwave, along with the Bakuzetsu Blast. And before we wrap up, they did announce a new event in the Monst Stadium. If you like that kind of thing, like the Grand Prix style of competition that they had there, they've got a new tournament going on. The top 3 monsters. Top 3 winners will get special badges that they can show off in game. So if that is something that you want to play around with, you have a week to enjoy it. 22nd through the 28th. It is available. It's a separate app, but it is, connected completely. That's just enjoy. And that's it for today. 24th of October is the next news, same time as usual. And here are your lucky monsters. You can see that Sanctuary Dragon is back, so I guess we've hit another full cycle. Or maybe it's because people have probably been getting them by trying to finish off their normal quests. So yeah, again, let me just remind you, please make sure that you complete those normal quests. Do not miss out on those orbs and experiences. They will be refreshed, so you must finish them before the notification maintenance happens. So please get that done. And that is it for me today. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. More than happy to answer them for you. I'm doing a little bit better to catching up, and I'm getting back into the groove of things. I don't know if you can't see any of that. Good. But they're making a lot of changes in my room the last week or so. So almost done with everything there, along with a little pest disaster in the bathroom. A bunch of ants, which is really bothering me. But hopefully I'm almost there to resolving that. Anyways, sorry to end that on an unhappy note. That's it. Thanks for watching. Twitter/X, subscribe, like, comment, Discord channel. You know the drill. Until next time. Bye bye.